Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another what I eat in a day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm sorry that Wednesday's video was late. This is technically Wednesday's video. Just been super busy with work. Like I said, I'm going to endeavour to get these up twice a week, but it's not always going to be possible, so just to manage any expectations there, I'll get them up when I can. I'm aiming to have 2 a week. At the very least you'll get 1 a week, but can't really always dictate what day that's going to be, although I'm going to shoot for Wednesdays and Saturdays for the most part. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the content so far. Thank you so much for all of you that are commenting, and yeah, it's just lovely. Today's a work day. I had a very simple breakfast this morning, a banana and coffee, because I have a full day of meetings today. Like, I'm not even kidding. This one was 2 hours long, so I had a big mug of coffee, which I've just finished. I had it with a banana, and it's actually nearly lunchtime. I think I'm half an hour off lunchtime. I've just come in to get a drink, and I have no idea what I'm having yet. I'm going to nip to Tesco around the corner just to see if I can get some inspiration for both lunch and dinner tonight. And yeah, it should be a good one. I have no idea what we're having, but that's why I love going to the supermarket, because I can just get a bit of inspiration whilst on my lunch. So yeah, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get on with the day. Alrighty, so it's now time for lunch, and I've just tracked one of these wraps, which are the Tesco white tortilla wraps. Now, I was going to get the smaller ones, but then I thought to myself, like, I don't think I can make a decent enough lunch sandwich with the space that I have on the smaller ones. So I've tracked that. That's 5 points. And then to go with it, I'm gonna have some roast chicken, which I've been very lazy about, and I've just picked it up from Tesco in one of these packets, which isn't ideal, but the good thing about this is I know it's chicken breast, so it's free, and then I just have to factor in the skin. So I'm gonna see if someone's done that for me. No. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search chicken breast with skin and see what comes up. Okay, so it's 3 points for that. And then I might have some parm ham on top, which I think I'm gonna have to weigh, because I think this pretty much comes in the 100-gram situation, and I literally may want just a ribbon of it. So I've just weighed out the amount of parm ham that I would likely to have, which is 14 grams, and that has come up as 1 point, so I'm gonna track that, because that's obviously fine for me. I'm gonna add some light mayo. I don't track condiments. I know I get asked about this a lot. That's just a personal choice thing. If I'm honest, and I know I say this every single time, I wasn't overly numerate, even when I was being quite strict when it came to condiments, because I just felt like they were just, yeah, I just didn't see the point. It's what I use my weeklies for. But if you want to track it, feel free. You can also get lighter than light mayo, which I think is even less. If you did want to do something like that. But I'm just cutting this chicken up into strips to make it easier to spread onto the wrap. And then that pancetta, or whatever it is, should be pretty much done now. So I'm just going to layer each part of my chicken on the top. There's no aesthetically pleasing way to do this. I'm just going to literally shove it all in. Meat to the top, which looks... It looks a mess, doesn't it, really? But it will taste delicious, I can assure you of that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of mayo for a bit of creaminess. And of course, my drink of choice, Coke Zero. It's a few hours later now, and I've just come in to get a snack, and I just have these watermelon sliced pieces. So I'm literally just gonna have 3 of those and carry on with my work, because I have a very busy day today. But it's around this time, like 2:30, 2:45, where I do get very snacky. So it's free, but I still wanted to update you as to what we're eating. Well, Kiki's not eating it, I am. It's now time for dinner, and I'm completely making up this meatball marinade. I think that's what's great about just kind of exploring and not always having full-on recipes. You can basically use what you have and hope for the best and see what it's like. So I have some soy sauce here that I'm going to use. I would use honey, don't have any, but this is actually better when it comes to point value. It's very, very low. So I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to use a little bit of oyster sauce. Now I don't like, you know, oysters or an overly fishy taste, but I think it's going to really add a nice savoury flavour. I have some paprika here, parsley, garlic, a bit of good quality red wine, a bit of panko breadcrumbs, some thyme, pepper, salt, an onion, olive oil, and of course the meat. Now the meat that I'm using is steak mince and it's the 5% fat. You can use 20%, but just point it accordingly. I'm going to check what that equates to. And honestly, I'm not going to point the marinade because I'm not going to be that precious about it. But if I had to guess, I'd say 2 points for the marinade. I'll check the meat for you, and I also need to get out an egg. Okay, so when it comes to the mincemeat, it is saying that this packet is 4 points. Now this is for 1 serving. I'm guessing that this packet will serve 4, so I'm going to count that as a quarter. So I'm going to track that, and again the marinade I'm going to put on a quick add, just make it up myself. Marinade, and I'm going to put that down as 3 points, and that can equate. That can also account for if I have a bit of extra meat. I'm not, again, being overly fussy about things, but this is going to be an all-in-one method where I literally pop the meat in this bowl and add everything by eye. Alright, so meat first, and then after that, I might actually, for ease, pop the marinade in the blender, and then that way, or the processor, sorry, so I don't really have to focus too much on chopping. So I'm going to get this onion in the blender, along with some salt and pepper, parsley and garlic, and then I can do the rest straight into the bowl. Okay, so they have been finely chopped, which just makes my life a bit easier, although I will say it makes my eyes water like nothing else, like honestly, but it just saves me chopping them really finely. And you guys will know from my videos, I'm not really a great chopper. I'm going to add that, I'm going to add the red wine, I'm also going to add a really decent amount of pepper, my breadcrumb and thyme mix. I'm going to crack in an egg, some paprika, and again I'm doing this all by eyeball, so soy sauce, nectar, and then finally, I'm not going to add much of this, some oyster sauce. Again, just add something savoury. If you don't have this, you could add a bit of Marmite. That would do the trick. Normally I would get straight in there with my hand, but I'm going to do this with a spoon, at least at first, just to break everything up and make my life a little bit easier. But you can get straight in there with washed hands, and just make sure you've taken any of your rings off, because this can get quite sticky. And once that's done, you just want to get your hands in and shape them as best you can. This is quite a wet consistency, but if you just keep kind of passing it between your hands, eventually they will ball up. They may break a little bit in the pan, but I mean, to me that's not the end of the world. All those crispy bits that break off just add so much flavour. And just keep going until all your mince is done. You can freeze these straight like this if you have too much, or you can simply leave some of this mince mix together and create something different out of it. Like you could eat this with pasta, you could have burgers with noodles, you could make them into kebabs. Like honestly, you could pretty much eat this however you want. You could use it as a pizza topping. So if you find that you do have a bit too much, just freeze some of it. Alright, so my meatballs are sat chilling in the fridge. So meanwhile, I'm going to get on with making my couscous. So I'm actually going to weigh it out because I want a 60-gram portion, which equates to 3 smart points for anyone who's wondering. Now this, I mean, it's 60 grams when it's cooked. So actually, I'm going to have to do probably about double that. I'm going to put 90 grams in and see what that is, because I'm not going to weigh it now because I've not added any moisture and I think that will be wrong. I don't have couscous often, so that's probably why I'm a bit confused by it. But anyway, I'm gonna add some pepper and some lemon juice, fresh lemon. If I had fresh parsley, I would go ahead and add that, or even if I had fresh coriander. Sadly, I've just used the last of it for my meatballs, so I'm gonna substitute with a little bit of dry, which I know isn't ideal, but it's better than nothing. So I'm gonna pop that in there, and then I have some vegetable stock here, which is just developing, or I'm just waiting for the jelly to completely dissolve, and then I'll add it to my couscous, and I want to add at least a centimetre or two over the couscous, like you know, and make sure it's completely covered. And then I'm going to leave it for 10 minutes to sit. I think that's how we do it, and then within 10 minutes when it's covered, it should be done. We'll see. Normally when I have couscous, I don't prepare it myself, and it's not something that I do often, but apparently it's a great alternative to rice, potato, pasta. So we'll see how this works out. So I'm gonna add my stock. There we go. And I am gonna mix that in just to make sure that the jelly completely dissolves. And then all I'm going to do is cover that with some cling film and leave it. And I'm not gonna touch it until I'm ready to serve it. Once I've cooked my meatballs, I'll get a fork out, I'll give it a bit of a fluff up. But apart from that, I believe that is all I need to do. I'm just going to add a bit of lemon juice to the top, and as soon as I have 4 points left, I'm going to have one of these Tesco pita wraps, not pita wraps, sorry, pita breads, which are actually 4 points in themselves, so it's nice and easy. So that is bang on today, which I'm quite happy about. So I'll track that, and that means dinner altogether is 14 points for this lovely meatball couscous bread situation. That was delicious. I totally underestimated the couscous. It was so filling. That portion was more than enough for me. In fact, I didn't actually end up eating all of the bread, which is great because I found it really filling. So that was delicious, and the meatballs were so good. Even Andrew was like, they are really good. So sometimes just shoving a load of things that you know would work together into meat is magic, because we will definitely have them again. And I'm so glad I have this video that I can refer to exactly what I did. And it was, you know, very low in point value. You could have it with absolutely anything, and as you saw, I have a portion for the freezer as well, which is ideal. So I'm gonna end the evening with my nightly orange as usual, and I'm also having another Coke Zero, which is not great because it's late at night, but it is what it is. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping to have this up on Saturday, so the following Saturday, so that is going to be Saturday's video as well. I hope you don't mind. Again, I've just been super busy, but thank you so much for watching. I'm also vlogging this weekend, starting from Friday through to Saturday, Sunday, and I'm also planning to do a sit down video because I've booked the next coming week off, so I should be able to get you guys a bit more content filmed. So I'm hoping on Saturday I'll sit down and do a proper video and give you guys a catch up, because I haven't caught up with you guys in so long, and yeah, there's been a lot that's new. So thanks for watching, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.